tried it?
I have.
How far did you get?
I don't think I made it past like 15. I didn't get sick. I just called it quits. I just gave up. But
I mean, that's got to put you off eggs for life.
for a long time. Yeah. No, I think for like a good few years, just had no interest in eggs anymore. I mean, have you ever tried it?
I have, yeah, but I was sick, and the thing is,
sick,
because
yeah.
I wasn't drinking any liquid, without wanting to get too graphic. It's the kind of thing. It's like a fur ball, like an eggy fur ball. If you're a cat, it's sort of, and then it thunk, like just a sort of lump.
That's really descriptive.
Right.
No.
I said I didn't want to get too graphic, and then I was as graphic as possible. Yeah. And Cool Hand Luke was a huge success in the sort of 60s because of its very anti-establishment kind of like attitude. And I think, and I don't know whether you agree, the way the world is at the moment, it's probably due a resurgence in popularity.
Well, that's why we're talking about it, you know. So I think, you know, if you haven't seen the film, check out Cool Hand Luke.
On the subject of foodstuffs, are you still not eating pig-based meat?
This is true. You've heard.
I have, yeah. Would you like to explain why?
I have a couple of pigs now, and just well, apparently they're not very good for you either. So just on like a sheer health level, apparently pork is not very healthy, and you know I believe you are what you eat, and so you should stay away from pork for that reason. But when you get a couple of pigs, you sort of, I don't know, they've got real personalities. And
what are their names?
Buddy and Petunia.
Buddy and Petunia.
They're brother and sister. They're little miniature potbelly pigs, and we got them, I don't know, like 6 months ago or so.
Would you recommend them as a pet then? I mean, are they nice? What do they do?
They're very affectionate, and they, you know, follow you around, and they come when they're called, and they actually sort of smile a little bit if you can, like, you know, scratch their back or rub their tummy a little bit, you know, they'll actually, the corners of their mouths will actually sort of curl up and they smile, which a dog can't do, which, you know.
That's great.
It's pretty neat, yeah.
Slightly unnerving, though, if you're not actually tickling them and they sort of walk in a room and they're just like,
kind of smiling.
Just grinning at you there.
Well, they don't do that.
Yeah,
no, they don't do that.
You have to touch them.
Yeah, you got to give them a little scratch.
It freaked me out. 2 in the morning, I'm with my parents watching TV. Yeah. Okay, good, but that's why you don't eat pork.
Yeah.
You never got really hammered and like had no food in the house and just sort of licked Petunia like that. I could taste. No.
That's just no.
That's wrong, isn't it?
That's wrong.
I've got a cat. I would never lick my cat.
I hope not.
No, I wouldn't. You're absolutely right. Let's talk about another movie now, which is just a great movie. I'm going to do my favourite bit of the song. Boom, 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 boom. How you doing?
One of the first things I learned to play on the piano, actually, is the theme to Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How far into it? Because that bit's quite boo, boo, boo. It's fun.
I just would repeat that,
right.
actually.
Not that.
Is there more to the song? Oh, yeah, no, there's that as well, yeah. You can go on if you want.
No, I hated that bit. I like the first bit that you could play.
Yeah, no, I mean, you sort of do that when you're walking around and there's like just a little bit more of a hop to your step, and, you know. But
in your head, internally.
Yeah, just internally in your head, yeah. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, you know, classic Eddie Murphy movie. You know, one of my favorites growing up. He's a badass, but like a really funny one, which is, you know, a rare combination in sort of the action movie genre.
Oh, you should have known it was you.
And, you know, obviously one of the movies that really, you know, did a lot of good for Eddie Murphy. You know, they made a couple more of them, and that whole franchise is one of my favorites.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I think Eddie Murphy in the 1980s, at best represented in this film, was just a live wire on camera, and a man who would sort of improvise as well. And you watch the movie and you see Judge Reinhold with his hand in his pocket in loads of scenes where they're talking because he's having to pinch himself so he doesn't laugh.
Oh, really?
Sir, before you chastise these two officers, I think there's something you should know. The only reason that they were at a strip bar is because they were tailing me and I went to this place. And the only reason that they came in was because they saw two suspicious-looking gentlemen with bulges in their jackets going into the place. I don't know what you teach these fellows, but they're not just regular cops, okay? They're super cops. And the only thing missing on these guys are capes.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've wanted to improvise? Have you improvised in any of the roles you've taken? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, not to be
liberating for an actor.
You try to stick to the script as much as possible, but you know, I think that's sort of like Eddie Murphy's, you know, whole thing is just that, you know, he's gonna know the material better than the person who's writing it.
I'm looking for Victor Meadland.
You realize that this is a members-only club.
Mm-hmm, but I have to talk to Victor. It's very, very important.
Well, why don't you give me the message, and I'll take it to him.
Okay, I guess I can do that. Tell Victor that Ramon, the fella he met about a week ago, tell him that Ramon went to the clinic today, and I found out that I have herpes simplex 10. And I think Victor should go check himself out with his physician to make sure everything is fine before things start falling off on the man.
So for him, it really works. I improvise a little bit, but for the most part, you know, I stick to my line.
Right, part one of today's guest list has drawn to a close, but I will be back here in just a moment talking more movies with Mr. Hayden Christensen in part two.